Okay, hi, it's Pete. This week what we said we wanted to do is to have a quick look at building a website. So before we actually start leaping in and creating the website, what I just wanted to do was to start out by looking at some of the background questions. So what we'll do now is we'll get started. Now what I've got here is a website called Your Site in a Day. Now we built Your Site in a Day to help people who wanted to build a website in a day. I think the title gives you a bit of a clue there. And it just looks at some of the things that you may want to consider when you want to sort of build a website. So for example, here we've got customers, and it just asks you here a few questions about making sure your customers are, that you understand who your customers are. So what do you want your customers, what do your customers and your visitors want, and what do you want your customers and visitors to do? You need to establish trust with your visitors, and how are you going to do that? So this will actually just talk you through some of those areas. Planning your website, such as the type of website you want. Choosing a website name is very important, and then the top level domain name, the TLD, is also important. So whether you want a .com name or not a .com name. We'll have a quick look at some of the some of the site building bits and pieces. For this website, we're actually going to be using Google Sites, because that's the most commonly used one for the type of site we're talking about, and also because it's free. We'll talk about search engines very briefly, although given the type of site we're looking at, search engine optimization is not necessarily one of the primary things that we're going to do. It may be that at some point in the future we may want to build an online shop, or indeed it may be that we actually want to incorporate video and things of that nature directly onto the site. So okay, what we're going to do now then is we're going to move off onto look at the domain name. Now here I've gone to 123reg.co.uk. Now this, where it says https www.123reg.co.uk, is the full address or URL of the website. Now HTTPS is the hypertext protocol, and the S stands for secure. So that means that the data is actually encrypted as it makes its way from my machine up to the web and back again. The www says that we're working on the World Wide Web, so that is the where we're actually working on. And on the World Wide Web we have a domain name. Now the domain name for this particular site is 123-reg. And this gives us some clues about what works well. The idea is of 123reg is that it is fast, it's quick, it's short, it's memorable, and it gives you lots of ways that people can actually get into it. Here at the end we've got the TLD, or the top level domain name. Now the one we've got here is .co.uk. That's because 123 are a company in the UK. And again, we could actually have one as a .co.uk for the club. However, we'd be more likely to look for .org.uk. So .org would actually be for an organisation. Now if I come into this search box here, then I could actually start to type in something that I may want to have for a domain name. So I've typed in Whittington, and if I now just click on that little magnifying glass here, then that will actually come back and show me all the names that's available for Whittington. And as you can see, Whittington is gone. Yep, so whittington.co.uk, whittington.com, Whittington, yep, they've all gone. So we can't use just Whittington because somebody has beaten us to it. We are going to be Whittington Computer Club. So if I type CC for Computer Club, I can then click on that spyglass again to carry out and do a search. Now, as you can see, some of these are actually green. So UK.com, so I could have WhittingtonCCUK.com. However, that's going to cost me £70 a year for 2 years, so I think that's too expensive. The .org.uk is available, and that's going to cost £6.98 for 2 years. These prices exclude VAT, so we'd need to add a little bit on. But we could actually go away and buy that one now. So again, that's one of the options. What we could also do is we could potentially use the postcode. So it's WS14 9LR. So I've typed the postcode into there, and again I can click onto here. And here, as you can see, Yep, the .co.uk is available. The .org.uk is available. UK.com is available. With the new .uk with your .co.uk and get 100% guaranteed. Oh, well, there we go. So I could actually have the .uk name as well as the .co.uk, and that would cost me a further £12 for 2 years. So again, I could actually play back with those. Neither of those are particularly appealing, but the .org.uk for £6.98 maybe. Potentially, we may want to just go for the WS14, and WS14.org.uk is also available. So again, these are all sorts of different names that could be available. Now, again, you could actually go for something that was more memorable. So, for example, I could go for Blue Ferret. So I've gone for Blue Ferret. Click on the magnifying glass, and then it will actually show us that once again, blueferret.co.uk has gone, but blueferret.org.uk has gone. So again, we can actually choose whatever name we actually want and just check and see if it's available. Okay, so that is a little bit about domain names. If I move across onto Google itself, then I'm actually logged in here, as you can see, because it's got +PJ at the top there. And if I wanted to start looking for Google Sites, then I can just type Google Sites into my into the domain, into the search bar. If I click on Google Sites, then it will take me off, and it's going to ask me which account I want to use. So I'm going to have to sign in again now. That's always a problem trying to remember passwords. And there it is. So as you see, I'm on Google Sites. We've got no sites here at the moment. You can restore deleted sites, so I've deleted some sites to clear this up before we started. And so I could just go to Create, and that would allow me to start to create the site. Now on the Create Site options, I can then start out by selecting a template. So I've got a few here, so I've got a blank template, a classroom site, a soccer team, spring floral, or I've got Browse the gallery for more. If I click on Browse, then it can show me all sorts of things: a professional site template, a project wiki, internet site template, outdoor club template, a project tracking template. So I've got lots of things that I could actually see that I may want to actually use. So I'm going to choose the neighbourhood site template because it's there. So I've clicked onto it. So what we need to do now is to actually give our site a name. Now the name must be unique. So I'm going to go WS14 9LR as my test name, because it's unlikely I think anybody else would have got that. And I can then scroll down. Here I can then select a theme. So I've selected a template, but then I can actually choose what colour scheme to actually use against that template. So there's a great list of ones that I can actually use from there. I'm not going to use any of those at the moment because I want to see what the defaults are actually like on that template. Here I've got more options. So here I could put in a site description. So I'm just going to put that in as Computer Club. And here I could actually say that the site would only contain mature content. I'm not actually planning on just creating a site for mature content. The next thing is to type in the code that's here into the box, just to prove that I'm actually human, and then I can click on Create. I must have got that wrong, so let's try again. That's MARDLESS and create the site, and hopefully this time I've got that right. Okay then, after a few moments I've now got this site ready for me to be ready for me to play with. So as you can see, it's got the name up here. It's got this background and some trees and various other bits and pieces. It's got a menu of various pages down the side here which I can go and edit. It's got a discussion here where I can join a conversation. And I've got here my content where I've got this picture of these two American kids, and then underneath here I've got some basic text. Now the basic text, as you can see, is it written in Lorem Ipsum, which is a dummy text just so that we can actually see how it's laid out. Then underneath here I've got other bits and pieces that they think I might be interested in terms of layout for my content. Now at the top here I've then got the pencil that allows me to go and edit a page. So here I can go into edit the page, and as you can see I've now got a standard editing box up here. So there it says welcome to our neighbourhood site, and as you can see they can't spell neighbourhood. So I'm going to change that text to welcome to the computer club. So as you can see I've now edited that. I think that image is not quite the image that I would actually like. So I've clicked onto the image and that's brought up this menu. So what I'm going to do is click on the cross to remove that image. I'm going to create a quick space, and to insert a picture I go to insert and there's image. And as I can do here is I can now upload an image. So if I click on upload, then this is going to give me access to my computer. So I can click onto my pictures, so I can actually go and see if I've got any pictures that are suitable. And I'm just looking quickly down here. Oh, there's a picture of some swans. It's now going to upload the picture of some swans, and then I can say OK. So as you can see, I've uploaded a picture of some swans onto my site. It's taken up rather a lot of space, so perhaps I'd want to edit that picture a little bit to make it work. But again, I'm not going to sort of mess about with it too much at the moment. So again, I can come down here, and again I could just type into here to change my text. Now I'm not going to go through all of the options, but all I would need to do then is to save, and I've now saved that page, so it's now saying welcome to the computer club. Again, I can go and edit all sorts of other bits and pieces, including changing the domain name and any other bits and pieces that I want. To move to a different page, I could just click onto that page. So if I click onto About, then that would move me off onto the page About. And again, I could click on the pencil, and that would then allow me to actually change the text and images inside of here. Okay, I hope that helps, and I look forward to chatting through with it in a little bit more sensibly when we get together. Talk to you later. Cheers, bye.